Today, I want to share with you a few of the things that I've learned about productivity and getting things done that I wish I had known years ago so that it would have saved me a lot of stress and burnout and not feeling like I always had to check off another box on my task list. Getting things done does have an art to it, even if people make it out to seem like it's purely discipline. For me, there are a few key steps to getting things done. Once you learn them, are going to blow people's minds on just how productive you are without having to spend hours doing meaningless work. First, you want to learn a few basic productivity principles, find the right system for you, make it only as complicated as it needs to be, and then most important is avoiding fake productivity traps. If you work as a solopreneur or don't have a lot of layers of responsibilities, you could probably skip the first two steps and go straight to make it only as complicated as it needs to be. You want to learn a few basic productivity principles. I started bullet journaling about 6 or 7 years ago, and it has had a lasting impact on how I organize work and become even more productive, even with multiple businesses and lots of areas of responsibility to take care of. The simplicity of having your to-do list and projects on paper without the infinite possibilities of a digital workspace is how getting things done gets started. I think that learning how to bullet journal efficiently is very useful as a skill to develop to get things done and be more productive. Another key principle of productivity is the building a second brain methodology, as well as the para method from Tiago Forte. These have become key skills in my mind on how to organize your digital workspace when paper just doesn't cut it for the number of projects and areas of your life that you need to keep organized. And finally, the classic getting things done has made some important differences in how I get things done. The importance of a unified inbox is something David Allen wrote about that has a through line to almost every other productivity system. I also have taken to heart making everything on my to-do list actionable and more specific to know what has to get done next. And the importance of considering the context of tasks so you aren't looking at a list of errands to run when you're writing something at your desk or in the studio editing videos. So those three productivity philosophies that I just talked about with building a second brain, bullet journaling, and getting things done and that methodology are the best places to start and learn about. And then you want to find which of these systems works best for you and your workflow. So I think that you can watch a few videos on YouTube or read the books about these philosophies and the methodology to get started, but it also extends to what tools or apps you're going to use. So choosing a digital workspace can be an overwhelming decision because there are so many options that promise to make you more productive. If you work independently and don't depend on a team, use whatever system you're already using if you can and stick to it as long as it allows you to organize your notes effectively, like following the para method of projects, areas, resources, and an archive for things that you no longer need. And when working with others and needing to share tasks and projects, it starts to matter more about what type of work you're doing. But I've been using Notion for close to 5 years now and have added team members to joining in my workspace there. So I think that usually is the best place to start and see if it fits your needs. Something that's really important to consider here is make this only as complicated as it needs to be. Finding the right system for you depends on the work that you're doing, but so often we complicate what we are doing, and that can negatively impact our productivity. If I could only work out of a bullet journal and organize everything on paper, I would. The minimal distractions and focus that it offers is unmatched by anything on your computer, where you can rapidly switch between windows and lose your focus in the blink of an eye. A lot of apps have way more functionality and complexity than most of us ever need to be productive. I like to think back to how productive people got things done before we had computers connected to the internet 24/7. And by making it only as complicated as you need to, also know what your capacity for getting things done is. Usually this is around 3 to 5 of the most important tasks per day. Write those down and do them. Don't think about any other work until those are done. Then if you want to get less important things done afterwards, you can. And the final thing that I wish I knew many years ago that it would have saved me tons of time is to avoid fake productivity traps. I'm a bit of a productivity junkie, so I fall for these traps every couple of months. I convince myself that I'm not productive enough and I need to read yet another book on productivity or try out a new app to see if it works better for me. I feel productive for a while during this time because I'm busy. You become preoccupied by learning this new thing, so you think that you're getting things done and your brain convinces you that you're being productive. But almost every time I go back to my basic productivity principles, delete the new app after the trial period is over, and lose some of the momentum in my original system because of this distraction. If you like the feeling of being productive and getting things done, you probably fall for this trap as well. The less that you do this and the more that you stay focused on the system and simplicity that's already working for you, the better off you're going to be in the long run with getting things done. So I hope that you found this video helpful and that it doesn't lead you now down through another rabbit hole of productivity traps. This question was asked to me recently, and I thought it was good enough that it was worth sharing as a little bit of life lessons on YouTube. So if you did like the video and found it helpful, it would help me if you hit the thumbs up. And if you have any other questions directed at me about specific life advice that you'd like to know, be sure to leave a comment below and I will make a video about it. Thank you for watching as always, and I will see you in the next video.